Good morning, David Sampson. Thank you for joining me live out of Dallas, Texas. How are you?
A pleasure to be with you again.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for coming back and being here. I want my audience to know that David Sampson is the CEO of the nation's largest property insurance association. And he's going to talk about a little bit with us the increasing rise of home insurance. Tell us a little bit about that increasing rise of home insurance, David. What's making it rise, and what is our legislation doing about it?
Well, Valder, there are really three factors that have been driving the increase in home insurance rates over the last couple of years. The first is record severe storms in Texas. The second is record high inflation, and the third is lawsuit abuse. So, with regard to storms, Texas leads the nation in severe weather. Last year, there were 20 separate storms that cost over $1 billion of damage each. To put that in perspective, there were only seven other $1 billion storms across the rest of the nation. And in 2023, there were $16 billion event storms in Texas. And so just the concentration of severe weather with increased population in Texas and all of these new homes that are being built that everyone in Dallas sees every time they drive on the roads is leading to these increased insurance losses, which are reflected in premiums. The second factor is record high inflation, as I mentioned. The United States experienced four-decade high inflation, not seen since the 1970s in 2021 and 22. And the cost of home construction materials and labor far exceeded the overall cost of inflation. Home construction labor and materials increased about 36% over those 2 years. And so subsequently, that's reflected in the insurance rates that have to be charged to pay for those costs. And then the third factor is Texas leads is one of the leading states in the nation for lawsuit abuse, and that's certainly not something Texas wants or should be leading the country in, and that drives up the cost that every Texan pays for goods and services. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce Institute for Legal Reform has calculated that lawsuit abuse costs every Texan over $4,500 a year in increased costs for goods and services, including insurance premiums.
There's a lot going on in the Texas legislature. The Lone Star Bay state is dealing with lawsuit abuse, and how do we know what's going on in our best interest in the legislature?
Well, keeping up, watching what's happening, reading the papers, listening to your program and other news shows that track what's going on in the legislature. But there are a couple of things particularly to watch for with regards to insurance cost and premiums. The first, there are companion bills in both the Senate and the House that would prevent lawyers from padding unnecessary and inflated costs in lawsuit awards, which would help bring down insurance costs. And then, secondly, to help deal with these severe storms, there's legislation that would create a grant program that would enable homeowners to retrofit their homes with more storm resistant roofs according to gold standard science and research that's been conducted by the Insurance Institute for Business and Home Safety. So those are two different pieces of legislation that I would encourage people to take a close look at and encourage their legislators to support.
Before I let you go, I'd like to know how can we better prepared for these storms, because that's nature. And what are some of the ways the lawmakers can help us be better prepared?
Well, a great website to go to is securingourfuture.com/Texas, which documents everything that we've talked about during the program today and gives you tips on how to better prepare your homes. And it includes the pieces of legislation that I've mentioned that would create this grant program to help people retrofit their homes to be more storm resilient.
David Sampson, you've been very informative. We need to continue to research and work harder and be involved in this. I want to thank you for stopping by the Valder Beebe Show and educating the listeners. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Valder.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of the Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/ValderBeebe Show. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/ValderBeebe Show and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.